Hey there folks, Rel here. Today we're taking a quick look at the Advanced Shield Capacitor certification, which is a suit slot for infantry in PlanetSide 2. We'll give you the specifics on how it works, what situations make it effective, and how each class benefits from it. Firstly, the Advanced Shield Capacitor is the least expensive suit slot in the game. It's available to every class for 1, 10, 30, 100, and 200 certification points, or 341 total, except for the Engineer, in which case the max rank is going to cost you 500 certs, or 641 total. Don't ask me why this is the case, honestly I don't know. Hopefully it's just a bug that's going to be addressed in the near future, especially as the Engineer probably finds the least use from the certification line as a whole. Each rank will decrease the time it takes for your shields to start recharging again by 0.8 seconds, up to rank 5, which is a total of 4 seconds knocked off that recharge cooldown. This is a little bit subjective, but I only find the Advanced Shield Capacitor as competitive with other suit slots when you have it at max rank. Below that, the benefits are kind of negligible in the scheme of things. Normally, when your shields are depleted, there is a 10-second cooldown period, and then they start recharging, and they recharge over 4 seconds. With the Advanced Suit slot, the cooldown time is reduced, but the recharge time is not. So you're going to engage your recharge at 6 seconds, and then regenerate those shields over the same 4 seconds. Taking damage will halt shield regeneration, and it will also reset the cooldown time. Turning on the Heavy Assault's Overshield, or cloaking, whether it be from an Infiltrator or a Wraith-equipped flash unit, is going to halt your shield's regeneration, but it will not reset the cooldown timer. So if you uncloak while your shield wants to recharge or is ready to recharge again, it's going to immediately start doing it. In the instance of a Heavy Assault's Overshield, if you mitigate the entirety of the incoming damage, you're not going to engage that shield cooldown. This, however, does not work for the resist shield because it only mitigates part of the damage. And that's basically it. That's how shields work. That's how your Advanced Shield Capacitor works. Nice and simple. So that's all well and good, but how does it stack up against alternatives, primarily Nanoweave and Flak Armor? And in order to answer this question, we need to talk a little bit about your playstyle. The Advanced Shield Capacitor is most effective when you control the fight. What I mean by this is, if you're fighting at medium to long range, you can usually duck behind cover and recharge your shields. It's your choice. You're choosing how you want the fight to progress. You're choosing whether or not you want to pop your head out without shields and roll a dice. The advantage that the Advanced Shield Capacitor gives you is the ability to get back into the fight quicker than the other guy. On the other side of the coin, if you get taken by surprise and you're able to retreat into some cover or around a corner before the enemy finishes you off, then you will more quickly be able to restore some of that effective health and even out the playing field. Basically, the Advanced Shield Capacitor trumps Flak or Nanoweave when you're mostly and only taking shield damage. So when you're operating within that first layer of health, those 500 shields. Or if you operate within your entire health bar, but also have a medic nearby to keep you topped off. The common argument is that Nanoweave gives you more health, so you die less. But that's only true if you're constantly taking more than 1,000 damage and less than 1,250. That of course is very general, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. Medics and utility slots can regenerate your health, but only you can regenerate your shields. And the more often you have that extra layer of defense up, the more survivable you're going to be overall. Each class utilizes the Advanced Shield Capacitor a little bit differently, and its value will also differ depending on your playstyle. Infiltrators immediately come to mind as being able to make greatest use out of the Advanced Shield Capacitor. And as an SMG Infiltrator, you can quickly and easily drop in on enemies. In close range, you dispose of them, then you take off with minimal damage received. The shorter the cooldown on your shield recharge means the more opportunities you'll have to uncloak and regen those shields back. And it's especially synergetic with nano armor cloaking thanks to that 45% damage reduction from small arms fire. On the other side of the coin, sniping Infiltrators will find this useful as well. They're usually able to play within that first 400 shields worth of health and reposition after the enemy figures out where they are. The downside to using an Advanced Shield Capacitor in this manner is that if you're getting counter-sniped, you're going to die without Nanoweave. And this is a big concern as it happens very often, but if you're good at staying concealed, then the Advanced Shield Capacitor is going to help you. Heavy Assaults also make great use of the shield slot, and unlike most classes, you already have an extra layer of defense, namely those 700 additional shields you get from Nanite Mesh Generator or from Adrenaline Shield. And this means that you can very easily stay within your shield bar in a one-on-one fight against any combatant other than a heavy assault. However, I feel like the most powerful combination for the heavy assault is used in conjunction with the resist shield. Now the resist shield feeds off your normal shield and health bar, so the more often that you have those 500 shields up, the more use you're going to get out of your resist shield. And it's not better or worse than Nanoweave, it just depends on which situations you find yourself in. Medics are probably the last class I feel that have great synergy with the advanced shield capacitor, and it's for the same reason that got us here in the first place. You can restore health, but you can't restore shields. And as a medic, you're constantly dipping into your health pool, and Nanoweave Armor is amazing because of that. Because with Nanoweave, even if you don't have shields, you still have 750 health, which puts you at about 3/4 of the effective health of every other class, but Advanced Shield Capacitor is a viable alternative to this, especially if you're a more conservative player. Because regardless of how high your maximum health is, it will not matter unless you take more than 500 damage. Medic's AoE heal ability heals a static amount per second, it's not percentage based. So past just having an additional 250 health to dip into, there's no additional synergy there. Both are great choices like I said, and if you control the battle, then the Advanced Shield Capacitor is going to trump your Flak or your Nanoweave. For engineers, the only reason I'd take an Advanced Shield Capacitor over Flak or Nanoweave, well, I'm not really sure that I would, is if you're constantly in turrets or otherwise fighting at great distance. And then you could take a hit, you can duck behind your turret, you can regen your shields, and then you can hop back in. But snipers are a turret monkey's biggest threat, and Advanced Shield Capacitor is not going to do too much for you there. Nanoweave, however, will. So if you're a pretty survivable player as it is, if you like to play support, then in an environment with no explosives, Advanced Shield Capacitor will help you out. But unlike the other three classes we mentioned, I don't think that there's any additional synergy to be had. So picking up an Advanced Shield Capacitor over other suit slots is purely preference. And lastly, we have the Light Assault. I don't personally think that the Advanced Shield Capacitor benefits the class as much as, say, an Infiltrator, but both classes do have the distinct ability to pick their engagements. But from personal experience, if you're a Light Assault, the number one cause of deaths, at least for me, is making bad decisions and then getting bursted down, which is something that the Advanced Shield Capacitor does not help you with. So if I'm tower jumping, I'm either doing really well, I'm fighting singular targets, or small groups, and then I'm killing them without them noticing me, without me tanking too much damage, then I'm off scot-free. I can drop down a level, or I can catch an elevator up, and I die when I drop down into a bunch of enemies, or when I try to take somebody out and then someone comes up behind me. In other words, bad foresight, bad decision making, and in this case, Nanoweave is what's going to save me from that burst damage. From there, I get to heal up and then I get to do it all over again. However, if you play a Light Assault more conservatively, preferably from distance, then I can definitely see you making some use out of this. I don't, however, see it being as useful as Nanoweave on the whole. But that is about it for the class breakdown, and just a quick overview again, just a quick recap and general rule of thumb. Advanced Shield Capacitor is most effective at max rank when you control the fight and you're able to operate within that 500 shield range. But medics or people playing with medics can dip into their health pool with a little less detriment. So it's generally useful for people who play conservatively, people who have allies ready to heal them, and people who aren't in danger of taking burst damage. If this video has been interesting, helpful, or entertaining, please feel free to like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel, and if I missed out on anything, or if you have any additional insight you'd like to offer about the Advanced Shield Capacitor, if you love it, you hate it, whatever the case is, do let me know in the comments below. Thanks very much, folks. We're all signing off.